November 3rd, 2025. Welcome everyone. First meeting of the month. First item on the agenda, number 1, we call to order, done. Number 2, adoption of the minutes of October 20th, 2025. Is there a motion?
I move that we adopt the minutes of October 20th, 2025.
Motion, is there a
second that
We have a
motion.
and a second. Any further discussion regarding those minutes? Hearing none, may we vote please?
It's been moved and seconded to adopt the minutes of October 20th, 2025 as presented. Ms. Moyer?
Yes.
Mr. Hollister?
Yes.
Mr. Mutcher?
Yes.
Minutes are adopted.
Thank you. Item number 3, I would entertain a motion to approve payment of bills in the account in the amount of $62,885.03. Broken down, general fund $2,788.97, cemetery fund $6,886.23, fire fund $45,003.04, and road and bridge $8,206.79. Is there a motion?
I so move.
Is there a motion and is there a second?
A second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion regarding payments of any of the bills?
Nope.
None, may we vote please?
It's been moved and seconded to approve payment of bills in the amount of $62,885.03 as enumerated. Mr. Hollister?
Yes.
Ms. Moyer?
Yes.
Mr. Mutcher?
Yes.
Motion to approve.
Now move on to correspondence for the period. Any correspondence in or out that anyone would like to bring up?
Just that one we can't forget, our insurance to ensure the good faith in office when we get whoever gets elected.
That's from Otarma.
Otarma, yes, we can't let that slip.
Hearing nothing else, we'll move to item number 5. Any public additions to the agenda for this evening? None. We'll move to item number 6, fire department report. Chief?
Yes, first item on the agenda, I'd like to hire Casey Brewer as a part-time firefighter EMT at the rate of $18.54 an hour.
I move that we, hire Casey Brewer, welcome him back.
I second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion regarding that motion? Hearing none, may we vote please?
It's been moved and seconded to hire Casey Brewer as a part-time firefighter EMT at the current rate of $18.54. Ms. Moyer?
Yes.
Mr. Hollister?
Yes.
Mr. Mutcher?
Yes.
Motion to approve.
Okay, on to, finished out October with 95 incidents, which is typical. We're at 885 for the year. You will look down there on the chart I made for you, which we've been working really hard, myself and the staff, on maintaining at least three people per day. And you can see down there, we're at 97% of the month of October. We were at 3 personnel versus 2 personnel. And that was a big goal of ours with bringing on these part-time people. And we're getting great participation and requests for shifts by part-time people. So always like it when mission's complete there. So doing a great job. As far as significant events out of the 95, we had a house fire with Cedarville on 10/24. We had a great time with the Halloween festivities here in Yellow Springs. We also made a trip down to Clifton and spent some time with a small group of kids down there. Number 3 there, it said Sunday 9 incidents, and I've been talking about this. I'm really, in this position in a small department like we have, really concerned about that second run. And on Sunday, we had a total of 9 incidents, and that's a busy day for our department. But 4 of those 9 came within a 2-hour span. And I'd just like to kind of talk about how those were handled in a very professional manner. with the amount of people that we had. We actually had 4 people on duty. So the first call comes in about 8:30, and it came in as a pretty significant EMS call. I think it might have been a report of a possible stroke or something. So the whole crew went on that in 2 different vehicles. The ambulance, and they went with the grass truck. And it did require 3 people to transport to the hospital, but one of the 4 people went back to the station in the grass truck. And about 20 minutes later, the second run come in, and it was possibly a non-breather. So a person, and it was down towards the Clifton area. So we had that extra person available to first respond down there. And that really just makes a big difference. And I compare this to 2 people being on duty versus 3 versus 4. We're always concerned about that second run. Then within a half hour, another non-significant incident came in. I think a person got their foot run over downtown or something along those lines. But during this whole time, our medics clearing from the hospital, coming back, they took the 3rd run, then they took the 4th run. The 3rd run wasn't significant. So we really, in that 2-hour period, we really had trucks going everywhere. We had Xenia Township coming in for assistance. We had Cedarville coming in for assistance. So, there's that high likelihood of we always having that second run. So we're very concerned about that, and our operation is focused on that second run as well. I know most of the time we can only handle 1 run at a time, but every now and then you have those incidents, and we're doing the best we can with what we have. We don't, the days of fire siren ringing and 20 people coming from home, unfortunately, are over. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
The second run, you said when somebody responded in a grass truck, is a pretty significant non-breathing situation
Yeah,
in a grass truck
yeah. Well, I mean, he's by himself with a kit,
with a kid.
and now he didn't go by himself. He's going as a first responder. And luckily it was down towards Cedarville, so it didn't take them long to get there.
So Cedarville back to
Yeah, so Cedarville backed them up. And then while he was there, the 3rd run came in and the 4th run came in. So crews are doing an excellent job and really adapting and doing well with what we have. And so we appreciate the 3 and sometimes 3.5, 4-person staffing that we do get and the support you've given us on that. So thank you so much. Our apparatus report, we sent our backup medic out. We got it serviced. We got some things done to it. We got the air conditioning working again. So both of our medic units are now in a state that we should be pretty set for a while. We spent a significant amount of money on these 2 trucks, and they're now sitting, repaired, ready to go. We could send 2 of them out the door if we ever had to. These vehicles are really, the maintenance is just piling up on these things, but we're doing the best we can, and we're trying to get caught up. Our backup engine's probably not gonna get into the shop until maybe after the first of the year, because it's got some significant issues with it that really need a little bit of time and money put into it. Started compiling the information for the grant writer, which is a lot of stuff, but we're working on that. Somebody might have seen the jump cars out back at the firehouse there for a couple days last week. We practice our auto extrication, and unfortunately our auto extrication equipment is getting old, and it broke down during the 3rd set of training, the 3rd shift that came in to do some training about halfway through. So we had to take it, run it, get it fixed, borrow some equipment. So we do have our backup unit that we were using. It also broke, and the repair shop said we just can't fix that. So we're gonna do the best we can, maybe get it back here and try to try to do some work on it, but the outlook's not good for it. We did put in some requests for some changes on the ambulance that's coming in the next summer. And hopefully this week, we're waiting back from the salesperson on feedback from that and what it's gonna take, or if they're able to do it. Those backup batteries were replaced in the tech room. So our internet should stay up when we have our generator test on Wednesday. And now we're gonna start planning the firehouse clean out in Clifton. We're gonna get that done before Thanksgiving. So
That's
we have a plan in place.
That includes a dumpster.
Yeah. We're gonna pile up everything that's ours that we don't want. We're gonna stage it, then we're gonna get a dumpster, and we're gonna take it, and throw it in the dumpster, and hopefully, it doesn't take that much. So that's all I have, thank you.
Roughly what a set of Jaws of Life are running nowadays?
If we bought them before the end of the year or committed before the end of the year, about $60,000. If we wait till after the first of the year, we're gonna get hit with a big price increase.
Really?
Did you say 60 or 16?
60. 60, sir.
And you said that some of the equipment for the opening up the cars wasn't working. Was it Jaws of Life that wasn't working?
Yes, yes.
And so
The
both,
Jaws of Life consist of 3 primary tools, and they're fed by hydraulic lines, and then they're hooked to a hydraulic pump. Okay, the pump is what failed, and the backup pump that we have on the backup truck also failed. The backup pump can no longer be fixed, but the primary pump, we were able to get it fixed in 24 hours. Luckily, because the manufacturer's 20 minutes up the road. So now the $60,000 set of tools no longer requires a pump. It's all self-contained. The pump is inside the tool. So all you gotta do is pull it out of the compartment, turn the switch on, and it's got a Milwaukee 18-volt battery that we use in our drills, powered the same way. You turn it on, and it works, and technology has come a long way with that stuff. It's gonna save you 5 minutes. And 5 minutes in our business is life and death.
But we don't have a backup.
Correct.
And I have to assume that the backup pump that failed is not an off-the-shelf item.
No, I mean, if we would go buy one of those, we're buying basically an obsolete piece of equipment. They're out there, right, because it's old technology. If we would, and I'm, there's gonna come a day real soon, I'm gonna try to find money for that and ask you all for support for money for new jobs. And, it's new technology. We're going to ask for those battery tools.
but if you have a pump, as long as you have the jaws that go with the pump, it's not outdated technology.
Correct,
Right.
correct. It just takes longer to put it in service,
Yeah.
more to go wrong. And, but right now, it's sitting out there, working, and, it'll be fine.
How common is it for a station to have jaws of life? Like, do all the other townships in Green County, do any of them have?
Follow me.
All of them do. So it's a thing that every station should have. If you guys, maybe John, you didn't know, or Chris, you probably did know, that backup battery was for when we test the generator, and it backs up.
If the power would go out, your computers stay up,
So, and
and your internet. We have to have it, otherwise we don't receive the calls from the dispatch center.
And I hate to think about it, but when the electrical problem we had in the building, that was expensive to fix. When we first called them, they asked us, was there some sort of power surge or something that could have caused this? And it makes me wonder if, the surge of that coming back on could have
Yeah,
damaged more than one thing.
it's on our list to get the generator company out here to hopefully evaluate that, because I've heard that more than once, that could be a problem.
Okay.
Medical call response, non-emergent.
Military 2, medical basic care. 4,
That's all.
9, Hotel Road. Military 2, medical basic care. 4, 9, Hotel Road.
Anything else for the fire chief from the board, from the floor, from the intercom?
Well, you'll recognize Casey
Medicated
Brewer's name, is he's
Here, Mayor,
back.
medicated two of you get stage for SL
He's
are
back,
gonna be,
so-
and Rob there as well, Greg.
Yes.
Mail subject's gonna be in talks and having code 4 issues. Like I said, we do have 2 deputies that are out up there. Mr. C, thank you. You're welcome, 1716.
Hearing nothing else, we'll move to the cemetery report.
Okay,
Mr. Sexton.
Dispatch first, I want to be responding.
since the last meeting, we had one burial, full burial. So we're going to
Here,
have
Greg,
three prior to
Ronnie,
this.
1717.
A full burial and 2 ashes and an ashes on Saturday, so that's upcoming. Working on 4 bases, I've got 5 more to pour.
Still start with 18?
Huh?
Still
20
start with
altogether.
18? We're down to 5, huh?
I got 5 to do, I'll pick up some more next soon. Probably get them.
Which bases are those?
Hmm?
Which bases are those?
Foundations for headstone.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, quite a few this year. And let's see. I think that's all I have for cemetery.
Okay.
Yeah, anything? Well, I want to plant your trees sometime soon too.
Yeah.
Are they where you want them?
Yeah, roughly. Close. I've asked Gina, but I haven't talked to her about it, to compile a list of deposits. Did you understand what I was looking for?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I might have a question or whatever about it, how you want that.
About the only thing I need is a name, because I want to cross-check that name with Mr. Sexton to make sure that we've got, the information on from both ends of it.
Okay, so name being the most important part, because there were like 4 things written, okay.
I just want to work towards end of year, making sure we're accurate on our deeds and our software, and, I usually don't let that go too far.
Okay.
So we'll get together after I get
Sure.
that information.
Okay.
Anything else for the cemetery? Well, is the road superintendent with us this evening?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
So as soon as I get done with these bases, I would like to start the final round on the ditches. So might get started this week.
Mhm.
Weather holds out. I got some potholes to fill, but I called that one. So take care of that probably tomorrow.
Mhm.
If I get a cold patch.
Mhm.
And I think that's it.
Okay. You'll be putting in spreaders relatively soon, just
Yeah, a couple weeks.
keeping that in mind, what's coming up,
For Thanksgiving, we'll put one on.
and you want to be able to test all that stuff too, before
Right.
we get too much.
Yeah, we check it out.
Remind me what you're referring to, spreaders?
Salt
Salt
spreaders.
Salt, okay.
Keep plows out, make sure they don't work.
You haven't put any more salt in there, have you?
No, but, Bath put in an order for some, so I have to do some more. So, I got about 35 in the box out there.
Mm-hmm.
I think I still have about 16 more over there at their place.
Yeah.
But they're down to nothing, so.
Yeah.
They're gonna give it another 100 for us, and we just buy it as we need it.
Okay. Yeah, it's that time of year.
And I think I have enough, some vacation time to use. I think I'm gonna take like 1 day a week off through the end of the year.
Okay.
To use up some time. 1 or 2 maybe, I don't know. Because I'll be there.
Be according to the weather map.
That's right. Well, I'm here if you need me.
What's that?
I'm here if you need me.
That's nice of you.
Any other questions, comments from the road? Hearing none, let's move to the fiscal officer report for the period.
So I emailed you reports, that doesn't have today's payroll, which was run after that, but, just starting, now we're in November, trying to get shored up for end of year things and then beginning of next year. There's a lot of processes that go with that, so just getting those, but I can't think of anything specifically unless you have anything for me.
Well, there's the elephant in the room, which is, we don't have to have any, motion or any movement. The TLT conservation easement has,
I gave Gina the invoice.
and that's, we don't have to do anything because we've already approved it.
Yep, it's all in the system, so I'll write a check.
And I included with that, which will go into the records, the purchase agreement that was sent over too, so that's together with the invoice. So-
You mean you want me to attach that, like?
Yeah, I think you would.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably might keep it somewhere else, but that's as good a place as any for it. Anything else?
Did you get a bill for Blacktop from Valley Asphalt? Did you get a bill
On
for that?
asphalt.
Are you saying something I should hear?
Probably not.
I'm asking if we got billed by Valley Asphalt.
Oh,
for some-
Valley
Yeah,
asphalt.
we done some asphalt for Clifton and we need to bill
I
them for
will
that.
See, or off the top of my head, it doesn't sound there, but I'll look and see if I paid it.
Yeah, that'll go for Clifton
Okay,
and we'll add some labor on top of it, so
Oh.
let me know if you do it.
if it's for Clifton, then just go to
It'll come
Clifton?
to us and
It'll
then
come.
we'll send them an invoice and they'll pay it.
Okay,
Okay?
Valley asphalt.
Yeah.
There is an item, it's called out for Ms. Moore to
Yeah, hopefully I've just been to it.
discuss.
We have 3 capital funds and they read differently. Some of you have this between us and the Green County Auditor, and they just want us to get that straightened out. So I've been looking at the history of them. So once upon a time, we had 4901 and it was underwater by $119, right, Chris? And then
Yeah.
we covered some funds and then it was over. And then they were stuck there. And we don't wanna go all back there, and then thanks for that thing you sent me that showed that we had 269,000 sitting there. And we had, I see, you sent me from the lawyer, that we were moving it to its own, what we call the 2023 capital fund.
Mhm.
But is that a, and I had asked you about a month ago if we did that, like we did all the legal things to put that for the ambulance, and you said you thought we hadn't, but now it appears like we did a resolution and everything's kosher, that's all we have to do, is it, well, I can't explain why it has the wrong number. I can't explain why those 2 numbers got flip-flopped.
Okay, which 2 numbers? I'm looking at 2023
If you look
capital
at-
fund ambulance acquisition, you're saying that got flipped with 4901?
Did you see this page right here?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what it says in our system. In our system, it says 4902 has $52,000. In the auditor's system, it says it's 336,000.
Oh.
And then in 4901, it says, in our system, it says 0, but in the auditor's system, it says it has 51,000. And then 4904, in our system, it says it has 336,000, and the auditor says that fund doesn't exist. So the good news is all the money there is there. There's no money missing. They're misnumbered. So we can fix that. I don't know how that happened, but they want to fix it. But the other thing I wonder, let's see, we took all the money out of 4901 and we were supposed to put it in something called the 2023 capital fund. And we didn't do anything with it. We passed the resolution and sat there for the rest of the year. And at the beginning of the next year, Margaret created something called 4904, but didn't tell the auditors. So I think we could just fix all that, but I have a few questions, not hard ones. The 4901, which is gonna be 4902, it has,
Okay, before you do that, I want to
Okay.
make sure we're on the same page. This is the resolution 2003-47 that established that. So whatever the resolution that you were asking about, 42,
when I go to the
Didn't happen.
records, it didn't happen. When I go to the records, 2023-42 is a different topic altogether.
yeah, it is. I looked at it today. It's just nothing
Yeah,
related
so.
to this.
And you know what, it's about the time when Margaret started not attending the meetings, and I think that's when we kind of got off track, because she wasn't as involved. So, sorry, people, this is kind of boring, but we'll get through it. But then we went and did 2023-47, and that basically did the same thing,
Mhm.
so we're good.
Okay, and the last part, or not the last part, on the first page, was transferring the funds,
We transferred it to,
the non-existent 2023 capital fund, which
is that,
then brought 4902 up to 336,027, right?
no, 49, we have 4904. Looks like Margaret created 4904. But then she didn't tell the auditor, see, it's right here. 4904 came into existence, but the auditors don't know of its existence, so, so we'll get that fixed out. I mean, like I said, there's no money missing, it's just mislabeled. I don't know how. Typo.
But at least it addressed where the additional money came from. I mean, that's not floating on the 66.8.
Yeah,
We had that motion and.
yeah. So we did,
And
then
approved.
we went and took 66,000
Mhm.
from the general fund, which, ouch, and put the rest of it to make up the balance of the ambulance.
Yeah.
And so, to the best of your knowledge, is that money in 4904 legally earmarked for an ambulance?
That is the sole responsibility of the fiscal officer, as far as I'm concerned. She establishes the fund, we don't.
And so, what, she simply have to establish, she's in there, not Gina, our previous one, she's in there, she establishes the fund. In our little universe, the auditor doesn't know about it, does it exist? We don't have to answer that, we can do research.
Technically, I would think it would be, she would write a resolution establishing 4904 for whatever reason, bring it to us, we would approve it, then she would send that resolution to the auditor, and they would note it in their records that we now have a Fund 4904 with 336,000 in it, but.
I'll figure out what happened.
That's like that thing that Becca sent us, right? That little thing that we're always supposed to send when when anything changes in the fund that I know we weren't,
Yeah, and
hadn't been great on before. We were trying to be better about this year, but maybe that's what never got sent.
well, no, there's a creation of a new fund that wasn't communicated, so.
Okay.
And so, anyway, I just know if we say we're transferring this money to 2023 Capital Project Fund, that's not an official name, but whatever, I'll figure it out. And then the second fund, the 51,000, I saw that became established in July of 22. And I'm going to assume that's for the Grinnell Mill. And where did that money come from? Was there something dissolved and we get the money?
Yes, when the foundation was dissolved, the maintenance fund within the foundation was transferred over to us.
And there was
As an owner.
who put the money in the foundation?
Well, the bed and breakfast.
Oh.
And
It's income from the bed and breakfast.
So basically,
It's not, well, it is income, but it was earmarked as maintenance. Not rent, not profit, but as maintenance.
and there was a company doing it? Like who was running the bed and breakfast?
Well,
We were, sort of.
no, a subdivision of the Grinnell Mill Foundation was the Grinnell Mill Bed and Breakfast, which was a standalone corporation under the umbrella of the Grinnell Mill Foundation. That was all established a long time ago and was done legally. So the bed and breakfast could fund without the foundation getting in trouble, getting too much money. They could fund its operation through a maintenance fund.
So,
Again, it didn't go to the foundation, it went to the foundation, but only as a maintenance fund, not as operating capital to the foundation. Because you can only get a certain amount of outside money into a foundation without some box having to be checked somewhere that has lots of red tape involved.
so the maintenance fund wasn't something like that, it wasn't that the bed and breakfast operation was doing so well it could afford to put $41,000 aside for maintenance. It's people donated for the maintenance, no?
No, the maintenance fund was $250 a month for the 8 years that the bed and breakfast was in operation, or however many years, it was close to that amount. And that's the same fund that we are putting this money that we get from Glen Helen every month.
In that 492, is that what we're talking about, 492?
4902, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where their contribution to the maintenance fund goes. Which brought it up from 40-some thousand when the transfer was made to what it is currently.
52. So we put, we call it rent. Is it rent from them? Or is it just call it rent?
I think we call it rent from the Glen, whereas it was not rent from the bed and breakfast, it was maintenance fund.
Yeah. And then I noticed Margaret was putting interest in that fund, which we didn't have to do. Could put that in the general fund. So that fund isn't to, so then the mill has been charging us for our share of the taxes.
And we paid out of that fund.
And we haven't, that's a thing. That's what I did today was
That's that 1,001.
Gina has started to pay it out of that fund. Margaret for 2 years did not pay it out of that fund.
That's possible, but it could be because the Glen was not totally on time billing us for the taxes. I mean, there was a period of time where it went for 3 or 4 years that they never sent us a copy of the bill that they received. Because we were not billed for it directly.
Yeah, it seemed like when Nick came, like the beginning of this year or whatever, he was asking for that sort of as a, it didn't seem like it was a standard thing that we did every year.
Yeah.
He was asking like
So
a
maybe
special.
we never paid it those years.
For a couple of years, but we have been caught up as of last year, I think,
Okay,
because he sends kind of a little itemized thing that we went through and paid. You know, somebody did work out there and we reimbursed them for the work.
So we
And for
spent,
the taxes, we sent them the check for that.
we spent $1,639 out of that fund this year.
That would have been,
and it was all to Glen Helen, like that was one check to Glen Helen, so
Is that about how much taxes are?
well, it would have been taxes and these repair items that they
All
undertook.
right.
And
So, okay.
there's a record of it that must, I would guess, would be with
the check stub,
The check
I can look.
Yeah, so I think we put money into that fund. Yeah, I don't know. One last thing, so that'll be done. 52. contractual capital bond, okay. So that fund just sits there and pays taxes, and if there's needs a new roof, it'll pay for a new roof, and, okay.
Fortune's got a brand new roof on it.
Good. Okay, no, I probably have another question, but I can't think of it today, and there's a lot of things entangled, so to be continued. The end of the year report, I wanted to report, so I did some figuring, where we are in the general fund, and right now, we're at 160,000 expenditures, but and then I added in everything that we know we're gonna pay, from salaries and insurance and contracts and different things that we know we're gonna pay. And we're at 208 right now, and with just because we were at maybe 210 actually, and then plus the 50,000 that we're happily going to contribute to this conservation easement. That takes us to 260,000 for the year, because it was up for debate, but we do 260 to this point. So we're at 260 plus whatever discretionary we spend over the next 2 months, which I don't expect a lot of discretionary spending there. I added in all the basics. And so we're on track to spend 260 plus, and our revenue for the year turned out to be 252, so that's just the update. So we're in, what do you call it, deficit spending just by 10,000. And, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. And the end of the year report, so that's when we're gonna know how we are in all our funds, so. It's not due till February.
Oh, the one for UA, yeah, I didn't know what you meant.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's not due till February 28th, but the soonest we get that, the sooner we get to really plan next year. I had hoped to come into this year with permanent appropriations in January. It's kind of a goal, but I don't think it's gonna happen this year.
Maybe next
year. Maybe we'll
It
get
does
next
make
year.
it a lot simpler, because I have to create all the BCs for temporary appropriations for a couple months, and then I have to do them all again a couple months later for the rest of the year. So doing that one time would be nice, but I don't think I'm there yet for the next year, but maybe for 2027.
Well, if we can estimate really well, I mean, if we're so much better, I just want you guys to know, me and Cindy and Gina have been working really hard, and our records are so much better than last year. And so we're almost up to date with our expenditures and revenues, and maybe we can dream.
And then STAR, but like we're not too, we want, I don't know if that's everybody, you and I have talked about the STAR interest a little bit, but we just want that mostly, we know now the fire can't get it, and we're not gonna, I'm like, we're not allowed to, whatever it's, but, we don't want it in those other funds either, those 4902s and the, I think one building fund even, I mean, if you auto appropriate it, it goes into those, but
Yeah, Margaret had been
need it
putting
to, right?
a lot of interest into the building fund, and we're finding out that there's extra in there that I'm asking them to not take from us.
Okay, so any leftover that's not for
Yeah.
road and bridge and stuff, just put it in general.
Well, road and bridge has to get interest in.
Yeah, I
right,
mean,
right,
is
yeah.
it for those?
I mean, I can't decide that,
Well, that's what I was.
well, I think it's
asking.
your decision, actually.
Oh, is it? Okay, great.
I hope, yeah. Okay, that's all, I'll let you know as I find things out. That's all.
Anything else for fiscal officer? We'll go to item number 10, zoning administrator. If you have the zoning administrator with us this evening,
We do, sir.
I'll turn the floor over to you.
Thank you. So no permits issued this month. We have a few that are in the works. Next month, I would assume 3 or 4 at least, because there's a few I've been working with, but none to report. No Board of Zoning Appeals meeting for the month, and no commission meeting because of how this falls. Their meeting is this Thursday, so there was not one in between the last time I reported to you. But we will continue on with work on the Ohio grant, updating zoning resolution text amendments. The December meeting for the zoning commission has been moved from December 4th to Wednesday, December 3rd. We moved it up one day to accommodate Michelle Hudnell's from regional planning. She had a conflict, and she's an important part of working through these, so if she couldn't make one meeting, that would throw us back. It can't happen, so. But that was awesome because the zoning commission, I sent out an email, they all responded to me within 2 days. Everybody said they were fine with that date, and we told Michelle we could move that date. It's already been updated on our website as well, so. Good. Okay, I have updated a lot of our zoning applications, and on that list that I have in front of you, the reason I updated them because a lot of them, one, weren't really resident friendly. It was kind of hard to figure out what to put where. And also it didn't really tell residents, like, make sure you have this, this, and this along with this application. Some of them did, but some of them did not. So those are the kind of things I updated. So there's a list right there in front of you. All three of the BZA ones, the administrative appeal, the conditional use, and the variance is all updated. I didn't print out copies for you just because that would have been a lot of wasted paper, but they're online if you want to see my handiwork. But so we have now one for a residential dwelling or a primary structure, because if you were in a business district and you were building a primary building. So that's one that we kind of was using as a for everything application. And then I did a separate one for accessory structures or a new addition to add on, because sometimes there's a little bit different information that's needed. So we did different, I created a different one for that. For a driveway or a road access, I never found one in the history, but that's important, especially for a township road, that we have to give permission, or Dan has to give permission for someone to put up, to get access to a township road. So we created a application for that. Agritourism was just updated, we had that before. And then I created one that for a rezoning or a change in the zoning resolution, if a resident wants to do that. There's an application to fill out now. I don't think we had that before. So those are all on the website. They've been on there for a couple of weeks. I just wanted to brief you on that and let you know. We also updated the work alongside of a township road permit, which really runs through the road department through Dan, but him and I kind of work together because someone's gonna ask the zoning person first, like, hey, we're gonna work on the road. So I send them the application, Dan and I worked out how that's gonna work, or hey, he gets to sign it, gets it back to me, and I'll take in the fee, get it to Gina, I'll take care of the administrative part of it. Dan just needs to make sure he's the one who gives the approval.
This is for a culvert.
It's just for any work alongside the road, like if they're gonna put in lines for something, and they wanna work alongside of a township road. Yeah, which we have one that's gonna happen on, well, they're talking to me about it, but on South River Road, there should be one for that.
It applies to.
There's a tower that's gonna go up in there, and I'm sure they're gonna work along there and run lines to that.
And they're putting up, high-speed internet?
Yeah, it is for internet. Yeah, the tower's going up on that South River Road. Yeah. So that's it as far as application. I just wanted you guys to be aware that there, in case a resident asks you if we have new applications. There's still several more that I need to create, depending on what the zoning commission decides to add as far as maybe a couple more uses. So if that happens, I'll add additional applications to the website. All right, so I have one meeting in the past month, and I have one scheduled. I did meet with Nick, is it Budas? Am I saying that correctly? Okay, with Glenn Helen. The main thing is I kind of want to understand the relationship with Grinnell Mills, which you guys were just talking about, and also wanted to get his opinion on, we're looking at creating a couple different districts within the township, one of those being a conservation recreation district, just to kind of show like things that are for like state parks and things that are that would fit in that particular district. A lot of like John Bryan would fit in there instead of it being its own district. It doesn't really make sense for that to be a district by itself. It should fall within a district, a recreational type conservation district. So there are several properties that Glen Helen owns that would match this and fit from, because a lot of them are agriculture. It doesn't really make sense. They really should be in a recreational type district that has their own rules and regulations. So I just wanted to go over that with him to see how he felt about that. He's in full support of that. He thought it made more sense. He's really well aware of districts and how they should be laid out. I was very impressed with meeting with him. But we did get into the talk about Grinnell Mill. I know you guys are already talking about that, so I'll just throw this out there and let you guys resolve it. But he would like a plan to kind of sort out kind of that relationship, how I mean, he knows, and you guys know that one of us owns the building, but yet pays rent on that, one of us they own the land. It is a bit convoluted, and he did bring up the question about, funds that you guys were talking about, when the foundation was resolved. So I'm just throwing that out to you as a middleman. I told him I don't represent the trustees in that conversation, but, I let him tell me the whole story about it. So just know that he's willing to work out a plan to maybe clean up some of how that's laid out, so. And then I do have a meeting set up with, Yellow Springs News with Lauren Shalves, say it right. Because of what you'd said, Marilyn, and all of you really trustees, how we can get the word out more about these additional text amendments. So, Lauren and I just spoke, and, she's gonna do a story. I think we're meeting next week, or the end of this week, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, to run the following week.
About just.
About
revision.
the changes and the things that we're looking at and things that we've done so far and still looking at, just so people have a better idea. It's all about informing residents so they understand that a lot of these changes are gonna help, hopefully, and make things easier to understand and allow some particular uses that were kind of up in the air and we're not really sure exactly what citizens are allowed to do and not allowed to do. So I think it's gonna be a good thing.
Good.
Anyways, that's all I have. Unless you have any questions for me. Okay, thanks.
I have a resolution before us that our zoning administrator asked us to make for him to be able to work on our behalf to remediate violations under our zoning code.
ORC, sorry. Specifically,
Under the, I'm
ORC.
sorry,
Yes.
under the ORC 505.87,
Subsection
A. Before I ask for a motion, is there any discussion regarding the creation of this? Because this is new.
Could you clarify what this is? I don't have it.
Mr. Administrator?
This is, I don't have it in front of me, but it's.
in your packet.
Oh, I do have it, don't I?
Last
I'll look
page.
right up to it.
It's the last page, sure.
Perfect, got it, I'm good. Okay. So I don't wanna say the words wrong. So under ORC that I briefed you guys last time, ORC 505-87A, which is the abatement, control, or removal of vegetation, garbage, refuge, or other debris. That is an ORC code, but not necessarily a zoning code. So you have been given the authority by the state of Ohio to address that, but I do not have that authority because I am just the zoning guy, the zoning official. So what this is you would give me permission to handle administrative tasks as i.e. sending out letters, following up, those kind of things. Informing the resident, hey, you got to do this to get this cleaned up, it's a violation of the Ohio Revised Code. So this resolution would give me the authority to do that. And the reason I thought it was important for you guys to do it as a resolution when talking to the legal representatives is that you're officially saying it. If you had a township administrator, that would already be an implied task that a township administrator would handle. But a zoning administrator or a zoning inspector wouldn't typically handle this.
So what resolution number might this?
2025-32.
This is the other one for John. It's good to do this one, but also if you choose to support it, the other one, the ORC, I think it's 505-87, it doesn't have an A in it. That's for junk vehicles. That's another one I would like the ability to do the administrative task for. This is still good,
Okay, we can
but maybe next time add that if you have time to write that one
Would it fit for me to make this motion?
Not quite yet. Tell me the number again, please.
2025-32.
32. Thank you very much. I'm going to read this resolution and then ask for a motion. It says, whereas the Board of Trustees of Mendon Township have been given the authority from ORC 505-87A, abatement, control, removal of vegetation, and whereas the same code authorizes the Board of Trustees to assign and Township administration staff to carry out those tasks to remediate the violations issued under this code. Therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of Mendon Township do hereby appoint and authorize Miami Township zoning administrator, Mr. Brian Lucas, to assist with administrative tasks associated with this type of violation. This resolution presented to the Board of Trustees at a regularly scheduled meeting, November 3rd, 2025. Now, is there a motion for this resolution to adopt?
I move adoption of
Can I
this
raise a
resolution.
quick point of order?
You have a policy that you don't add new business. This wasn't on the agenda. So technically you should vote to put it on the agenda before you even vote on the resolution. Does that make sense?
If I may, this was incorporated under the zoning administrator's report.
But it's a resolution. Resolutions appear on the agenda.
That's the way I listed it because of the way it came in. So if there's an error in that, that's my issue.
We have a motion, is there a second? I'll second it. Any further discussion regarding this resolution? Hearing none, may we vote please?
It's been moved and seconded to adopt resolution 2025-32 regarding the administration authority for ORC 505-.87A. Mr. Hollister,
Yes.
Mr. Mutcher,
Yes?
Ms. Moyer,
Yes.
resolution is adopted.
Thanks.
Anything else, Mr. Administrator?
No, that's all I have.
Anything else for the zoning administrator on the board? We'll move to item number 10, new business. New business before us this evening. Hearing none, we'll move to old business. We have one item on old business. This would be a report on cybersecurity cohort framework information session. Ms. Moyer.
All right, we received an invitation from Mabeka, who's our internet provider and firewall people, local in town. First of all, I have great news about Mabeka. If you all hadn't heard, they're merging with Miami Valley Communications Council and to expand, and they're once complete, nearly 50 employees will all work out of 888 Dayton Street with Yellow Springs with room to grow. So that's very exciting that they're doing that. So we were invited to this thing called the Cohort Framework Program to work on these new regulations that are coming with House Bill 96, all kinds of compliance and cybersecurity stuff. And Chris had asked the question, is this what we're already doing? Do we need to do this? How does it compare with what we've already contracted for? And they're two different products. So two different models to accomplish what we want to do. This cohort framework, I think it's pretty cool what Mabeka is doing. They have this company called Filament Information Systems. They're a nonprofit, and they're doing this cohort model where everybody's scrambling to meet the requirements of this new House bill, and it wasn't really laid out well, and so it was passed without having all the details worked out, so everybody's scrambling. Mabeka's gonna do this thing where there's a nonprofit that's gonna host cohort groups. So if you could sign up and say, we'd like to join this, they put them into little cohorts, like you guys are about this size and you guys here, and then they'll meet, they'll have direction from this nonprofit, costs $5,000 to get in it, it lasts like 44 weeks. And you work together to put your plans in place and to look at your risk and your, what controls you're gonna put in place. And then you challenge each other and learn from each other and learn from this. And that would be a good fit for somebody who has an IT. If we had an IT person on our staff, we'd say, yeah, go be a part, pay $5,000, go be a part of this cohort and help us through this and work with them. We instead have technology, tech advisors, who their model is, okay, they signed up to be our cybersecurity, they also work for the village and Xenia Township and a different township and a lot of different ones. And they're going to learn and apply what they know to help all of us. As each one deals with something, they're gonna help us all. So the Mabeka one's really cool, it's not a good fit for us. So I do remember when we contracted with Tech Advisors. Is that clear? Tech Advisors is going to help us through this. I remember, Don, you said you would vote for it, but only for a 1-year contract. So I forget when we contracted with them, I'm gonna guess around April or May. They did say that, you know, there were a couple of different tiers of service we could get, and that we settled on one, and they said that, they set that in place before they knew about all these extra things, so there might be some adjusting of pricing or something, so I think it'd be good to pay attention to what they're offering and, let them know that we're a 1-year contract, so, we'll be reevaluating. And so, we're not signed up indefinitely just for 1 year. I expect us to go forth. Just want to put that out there. We want to make sure we do our due diligence and know what we're getting for our money. That's all. Oh, any questions? Did that make sense?
It would be good to remind ourselves of when the contract with Tech Advisors does expire.
Yeah,
But I won't be part of the team then.
okay.
So you said they were gonna be helping us. Who within your organization is going to take that role on?
We've contracted with them to do that for us.
Right, but who within your organization is gonna work directly with them to implement that? Don't you have to have a lead within the organization to do it?
I don't think so. I mean, we're not going with the cohort program where we would send a representative.
Right.
No, they haven't indicated that we need a lead on that.
I've never known, I have been several of this type of implementations, and that would be a question that I would be asking is how much and of their expectation is that you would have an individual within your organization that would be working directly with them with that, and how much time do they think that that would be, just so that you're prepared.
Well, they know us very well. They know our staff. They haven't indicated that.
Each of us calls without checking with anyone else.
That's the help desk part, and then they'll be setting up trainings for us because those are mandatory. And then they'll be, suggesting controls things we need to tighten up. I believe those controls would be put in place by them, and they would set up trainings for us.
Yeah, we don't have an in-house tech coordinator. They're our in-house tech coordinator.
Any other
But
old
I'll
business?
inquire.
Hearing none, I'm entertaining a motion to adjourn.
I so move.
We'll be adjourned by acclamation. Thank you, everyone, and good luck to all the candidates this coming tomorrow.